Here's what the inside of that cottonwood looks like. It's got a little bit of color. Can make for some interesting cabinet faces. And when it dries, it turns super light. So we'll save these boards for the kiln wall for the time being, and then when that gets disassembled, they'll be repurposed for something else. Well, wrapped up another long day today. Got a lot of stuff done. We've got the excavator coming on Thursday, a day from tomorrow. So we want to button up the shop and the kiln before we disappear over that cliff and continue plugging away at the road. But I wanted to show you guys kind of a day, typical sawmill operation. Milling all the stuff that we have, the pile of logs, into mostly siding today, but previous days we did some dimensional lumber. But check it out, this is what it takes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Catch it, put it in a jar to have and to hold, to save for later. You cannot trust it to come again, to wait for you to find a pen and fill the paper with the message that it wants to send. Grab it, hold it by its tail before it escapes. You know its ways and you cannot lose it, that's what you feel. So hold it up against your head, very carefully listen to what it wants you to hear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just like it was born to be. Come, 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 come. Whoa, 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 whoa.
So that's pretty much what all day looks like, and then it makes all this pretty stuff. We've got some scrap cuts that we use for the barn doors, gives it some character, but this is going to be the kiln space. So these doors will open, and there's going to be a large steel frame on a like a rail car that pulls out. That's going to have all of the lumber stacked and stickered. You can see the top plate is basically where the kiln wall will sit, and it's going to be like this all the way over. Big fans coming in from this side, blowing into a hot coil that's got water circulating through it. The water is heated by a 750,000 BTU boiler from wood scrap. All this stuff here, everything was basically milled on the sawmill. Roof rafters, 2x4s, doors, 6x6s, you name it. This thing is paying itself off, and it is such a joy to work all this wood into something useful. And then as soon as we get everything done, we're gonna replant everything and hopefully make this property very sustainable. And whatever we removed, we want to be able to plant back and have grow and provide a canopy and habitat for animals and all that good stuff. So we have to be good stewards. Before we call it a night, we got somebody reached out to us from our neighborhood and said that they have a bunch of cottonwood logs, and the centers seem to be doing pretty good. So we're gonna throw that on the mill, some cottonwood, and see what that turns out. I hear you can make some cabinet faces, and so I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to get that on the mill. We'll give it a try. I don't need to lift it up there. I've got these hydraulics. Duh. So these smaller logs on the ground, put them down to try to have as least amount of gravel get into this log, because then my blade lasts me a little bit longer. So that's what that's there for. I love that thing, and I love that thing. Not the log, the Woodmizer.